Finally, the virtual power shop is here, guys. Are you feeling stuck, insecure, or maybe second guessing some choices in life? Visit thevirtualpowershop.com to enroll in your 22 module course. It's self-paced and available on your terms. What's your well-being worth? Act now for a limited time offer. It's half off the regular $299 price. Your personalized journey is available for only $149. Step into a brighter, empowered future. Thevirtualpowershop.com. Get unstuck. I'm Alma Lee. I'm a psychotherapist and transformative lifestyle resiliency coach and author, and I want to help you reach your goals by teaching you how to step outside of those fear-based mindsets and into your powerful, loving self. Let's get started. Everything in life is always as it should be. That was one of the most profound lessons that I have learned on my journey, on my spiritual evolution journey, is that at any given point in time, whatever is occurring in your life is exactly the way it's supposed to be. And the struggle or the suffering that we experience is a direct response to our desire to have something different. So what does that mean? That means that your path to your peace is on the other side of acceptance. That is one of the biggest lessons. And it's one of the most difficult lessons. But I can tell you that when you sit with that, when you think about that, you realize how powerful you truly are just simply by changing your mind. And when we get stuck on an idea, we think that something else is going to create peace or happiness for us. We're actually shortchanging our path. We're actually getting ourselves so confused, and unnecessarily we're expending precious energy in trying to create an ideal circumstance, when in reality what we can do is embrace acceptance. And that means to look at yourself deeper, to decide that everything in your environment is a direct response of everything that you have manifested because of your behavior and because of your beliefs. So that's just kind of an introduction into my spiritual path, my spiritual healing. And, there's nothing perfect about this process. When I create these episodes for you, my intention has been and is to challenge you to engage in the change, to actually start doing the work. And it's interesting because once you've started doing the work, you can kind of get stuck. You can kind of feel like you are regressing back to your old ways, or maybe you feel like your vibration has gone lower than where you've had it before. And we all want to be high, don't we? That's like what Baba Ram Dass talks about. He says we're always searching for the high. And, you can search for the high through alcohol, through vice, through drugs, through sex, gambling, shopping, you name it. And you can search for the high through your spiritual progress. But then there gets to be a point in this whole change, in this whole experience, where you feel like you're not going any further. And I want to talk to you today about things that you can do in order to continue your spiritual growth, your spiritual healing, your spiritual evolution. And that includes me as well. Anytime I get on here on this platform and I speak to you, it's always from a space of intimate understanding and willfulness to change myself too. So 3 ways that for you, the person who's already said, hey, I buy into this spiritual woo-woo stuff. I want to be evolved. I want to connect to my higher consciousness. I'm doing all the work. I'm doing the things. I believe it's there. I believe that there's a higher consciousness. I believe that this matrix meat suit human experience is something that we were placed here as a point of evolution. But I feel like I'm not evolving. I feel like I've grown stuck or complacent. So I would like to lovingly challenge you in 3 different ways to continue your growth, right? So for the spiritually advanced, or the spiritual, the people who have already said, I buy into this. All right. 3 ways. Number 1, you're already doing it. You're already meditating. You already make a practice every day. Maybe you do it a couple of times a day, and maybe you're like, okay, I get it. What next? Well, you got to go deeper. You have to go deeper. You can practice advanced meditation techniques. There are more profound forms of meditation, Zen meditation. Now, what I'm doing, for instance, when I first started this back in 2019, I started by just embracing quiet moments of reflection, grounding techniques, and then that further evolved into my desire to connect with my higher consciousness from the books and the YouTube and the podcasts I'd been watching. And I started with staring at a flickering candle. And it was extremely helpful because the flickering candle gave my mind something to focus on as opposed to my racing thoughts. And then that evolved into listening to guided meditations. And then my meditations evolved into sound practices of just being quiet reflection and doing that with myself. What I'm doing now is, it's interesting, my love of music, my love of sound, and my own insecurity with making music combined with my meditation practice. So what I do is I use a Bluetooth speaker. I play, have you ever heard of handpan? It's a very earthy, very, I think it stays in the same key, but it's like a drum. It's a metal drum that the person uses their hand to play, and it just leaves this incredibly beautiful sound. And I listen to handpan music, and then with the handpan music, I harmonize with it. And for me, it channels in. It's almost like a deep Om transcendental meditation. And I feel like that has been incredibly healing, especially within the body, because when you have trauma, when you have grief stored up in the physical body, when you do Om type meditations, like the Om, that vibration helps to relieve those traumas. And you have relief and you have clarity as a result. So that's where I'm at. So practice a deeper form of meditation. Research it. Find other methods. Change it up. Do maybe not necessarily more, but if you're practicing meditation often, maybe combine that into one longer exercise so that you can actually get deeper into that experience. So deepen your meditation practice is one way of continuing on your spiritual journey, your spiritual awakening, and connecting to the higher self. Number 2, engaging in selfless service and acts of compassion. So if you're familiar with my Power Shop series, there's a module in my Power Shop called Replacing Bias with Acts of Service. And this ties into that because where we hold judgment of others is opportunity for us to heal and to evolve. So, for instance, when you harbor contempt, resentment, bias toward other people, you are limiting your ability to evolve and to grow spiritually. But it's a beautiful opportunity because when you look at yourself without that judgment, when you sort of pluck it out, when you remove the judgment of self, and you look at other people with compassion and you engage in acts of selfless service, you heal, you evolve. You can't help but to elevate spiritually because of your connection to others. We are all one. We are all one connected consciousness. I am you and you are me. We are all together. And as Dr. Wayne Dyer says, I am God. You are God. We are all God because we are all part of the greater collective consciousness. So when you engage in those acts of selfless service, you are helping you. You are removing the bias. Think about it. Think about any reason why you might hold bias towards someone else, especially someone that you don't know. When you look at someone else with contempt, you are actually being triggered to pay attention to the things about yourself that you don't love. And in order for you to connect to your higher consciousness, you must love yourself fully, without judgment, without contempt, and without reservation. So in order to elevate and to continue on that path is to isolate those areas of bias and channel in acts of selfless service, volunteering, community service, practicing loving kindness to strangers. This is how you continue to contribute to yourself, to pour into your own cup, to continue this awakening journey. And it's not easy, because we all have bias. We all have stereotypes. We all harbor deeply rooted feelings of judgment or opinions that are harmful, that are negative about other people. And this offers up you a beautiful opportunity to just sit with that and ponder the why. Where does that come from? Why is it that you harbor bias toward others? It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for healing, and it's an opportunity for continued growth. So number 3, continuous learning. Continuous learning and study. Before I started on this journey, I would tell you that, years ago, and even as a child and a young woman growing up, that I hesitated reading other people's writings and texts. And I think the reason was because I had a predisposed, maybe some Bible trauma, if you're familiar, being told that I needed to adhere to something without fully understanding it. And so I had learned how to become, unrelenting in my independence of the self and thinking for myself and my own, trusting myself and my own ability to critique a situation. And so I was very hesitant to read texts and writings from other people, because I felt like, well, they're just going to try and control me or manipulate me or brainwash me into doing something that I don't align with. So I'm just going to trust myself. But as you get older and you learn, and as you evolve spiritually, you learn to practice discernment, and you understand that there are people out there that are evolved, that are not there to hurt you, that do and have written books and podcasts and have YouTube channels that are there to help you learn and grow and heal on this journey. So I encourage you to seek those people out. And here's an extra point. On top of that, use your discernment to decide whether or not you feel like that's right for you. I've picked up books, here and there, and I've listened to them, and without judging the writer, I thought, this isn't for me. And then I just pass it on. And then I don't continue and I don't absorb it, because I have the ability to critically assess what I feel like I need in any given moment. But think about it this way too. When reading sacred texts, such as the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, you have the ability to sit with that and decide whether or not it makes sense for you on your spiritual journey. And when you have those opportunities to self-assess, you continue to grow, because you learn to further trust yourself, because you are continually exercising that connection with your higher consciousness. Your intuition is your higher consciousness. The gut feeling you get about a certain situation, when you meet someone, when you read something, when you feel something in your body, that is your higher consciousness telling you to pay closer attention and to use discernment in moving forward. And it's a tool that a lot of us don't even know that we have, because we've been so programmed to not trust it. I know I have. So read books, especially sacred texts, and marinate on it. Think about it. Contemplate it. Use discernment. Does it work for you? If so, why? If not, why not? And continue journaling. Write it down. Another way to kind of encompass this is attending workshops, participating in spiritual workshops, retreats, seminars. Having connection with other people is vital in this journey, because it helps you to open up and connect to that collective consciousness. Because when you're around other people, it holds you in a space of accountability where you have to connect. And when you connect with other people, you're further connecting with the self. And I can admit that's been something difficult for me because I have a tendency to self-isolate. And that's something that where I'm at in my journey that I'm working on as well. So that's three steps to continue working on yourself and to continue this journey, this spiritual awakening and awareness. Number one, deepen your meditation practice. Look inward. How can you switch it up? How can you get even more connected to your higher consciousness through your meditation practice? And maintaining that sense of daily mindfulness and grounding. Hug a tree, bare feet on ground. The sun is electric. The earth is magnetic. Your body is electromagnetic. And you can absolutely release negative toxic energies, lower vibrational energies into the earth through your bare feet. And then you can embrace the healing and you can call back your energy to help you move forward. And then engaging in yourself with service, releasing bias, understanding yourself and why you have bias to begin with. And number three, continuous learning and study, reading books, listening to podcasts, being mindful and paying attention, especially when you listen to podcasts or mentors or teachers that you don't agree with. That can be just as helpful and healing and evolving, have an evolving impact as the ones that you do agree with, because you learn more about yourself when you answer the question, I don't like this, and this is why. And then it helps you to develop a sense of confidence because you start to believe in yourself even more because you've worked on your own ideals. You've worked on who you are. You understand yourself better. And let me tell you, when you understand yourself better, you can stand up in front of other people and say, hey, this is the deal. This is what I think, and this is why. And you can do that with confidence. And it just feels good. It feels connected. It feels good to let go of all of the dead weight of doubt. Move forward in a sense of confidence by learning more about yourself, by evolving and continuing on this path. I wish you nothing but health and healing as you move on this journey. And thank you so much. I don't ever say thank you in this podcast, but thank you for listening. Thank you for going on this journey with me. And I hope that you continue. And I hope that you share this podcast with your friends and family. And I hope that you give me feedback and let me know what your thoughts and feelings are as we move forward. I love getting messages from people, listeners, who give me ideas and give me feedback on how this podcast is helping you, but also give me feedback on things that I could do and improve on. Because, I am a lifetime learner. I definitely want to continue on this journey with you. It means a lot. It matters a lot. And I love that you've joined me along this path. And I love when people give me the feedback, especially when I talk to you guys in person, when I have an opportunity to meet people in person. And it's just a wonderful experience for me. It helps to keep me solid on my path to my healing as well. So have a wonderful week. I love you guys. All right.
This has been a Lee Bird Media production. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.